We're
And we
live.
are live. Good evening, everyone. Mobile Geezer here with Jerome, Will, and Mike. The Joker, I guess I should say.
That's all he laughs.
So I just want you to know, if you're watching on YouTube,
That's all he laughs.
wait, my phone just kicked itself off. It always does when I go live. If
Mhm.
you're watching on YouTube, we're simulcasting at facebook.com / George.Hayes.3194. If you're watching on Facebook, we're on youtube.com / Mobile Geezer.
I should start doing that.
Some of the stories we're going to cover tonight. The launch of the OnePlus 8 series this week. And then folks burning down 5G towers in Great Britain. And one country stopped using Zoom completely. And then Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL are on sale right now. And followed up by the Pixel 4a release date discussion. If we get to oldies, we'll be following that with Google starting to use their own chips for their phones and Chromebooks, maybe in the near future. Then some Amazon sellers are doing some price gouging, so we're told. And then following in Amazon, they fired 2 workers supposedly for speaking out about safety on the job.
Ooh, yeah.
And finally, what affects me a little bit, Amazon is cutting affiliate commissions just about immediately. But the story we're going to start with tonight is contact tracing. But before we start with that, Mike, go ahead and say whatever you want to say about your channel, especially considering what you put in.
No. I don't want, no. Tonight is your night. Don't, no. It's fine. Just continue on doing your thing. It's okay. It's your channel tonight. And I will have my say as I go along. Follow me on Twitter. Let me tell you now, we're going to have a good time.
All right. Will, you want to say anything?
Nah, I'm ready to go, George.
All right. Jerome, you want to boost yourself a little bit?
Nah, do your thing, George.
He got so much money in Super Chat today. He doesn't even have to.
Why are you putting me on blast? Why put me on blast?
I'm giving you kudos, brother.
I appreciate it.
George, you gotta watch when Jerome gets like a super chat for $1. He's like, "Oh my God, you didn't give me that $1." George
he is very sincere, and I think it's very nice. That's just my.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to bring up the first story, see if I can get it shared over here, and hopefully my computer acts nice tonight. And Mike, you are the one who brought us this first story tonight.
Yeah, it's been kicked around a bit, but I was and I need help trying to understand some of this, what's going on here, too, a little bit, but yeah. We're talking about the wait a minute. Let me see. Let me go back and look what you're looking at.
Wait a minute.
Holy cow! Why I'm about to have a seizure there.
Let me stop the screen. All right, let me try again. Okay. That's the screen I want to share.
I was like,
you're like you're watching anime.
I was hypnotizing you. There you go. All right.
Contact tracing. Oh, okay. You're using. I'm sorry. I got the one from NBC News. Let's see.
I brought up the 9 to 5 story that I sent you.
Hold on.
Okay.
My bad. Wait a minute. Did I grab? Oh,
you must have grabbed the wrong one.
Yeah, I did. I'm like, going, what in the world? Okay. Okay. I got it. I'm sorry. I clicked on.
Got it, Mike?
I haven't purged my Google Keep. I probably got every show since we've been using Google Keep.
Okay, I always purge. All right. It's all yours. This is from 9 to 5 Google.
Contact tracing is coming to Android through Google Play services. On Friday, Google and Apple announced a surprise collaboration to integrate contact tracing of COVID-19 into iOS and Android. The first phase of this plan is coming next month, but deepening OS level integration is also planned. And in rolling out these features, Android, Google will be bypassing the platform's usual update process by leveraging Play services. What is contact tracing? Contact tracing is usually an analog process where public workers ask an infected individual to list all the people they come into contact with. Health department then ask those people to watch out for symptoms and isolate. The COVID-19 pandemic has already seen enough countries leverage carrier-derived location data to contact trace. Apple and Google are working to provide their own cross-platform solution that better preserves privacy. For example, your location data or identity is never revealed when revealed in this process. The two people who are close range of their phones will exchange anonymous identifiers that change daily. If an individual gets diagnosed with COVID-19, they will have their device transmit a list of everybody they've been in contact with to the cloud. Meanwhile, the second person's phone will periodically download a list of everyone who's tested positive in their area. If match occurs, they will be notified and promptly contact health authorities. Contact tracing needs to be implemented on an OS level to ensure that it is constantly running in a power efficient manner. Timelines. Phase 1 in May will see Google and Apple release an API that public agencies can use to build a contact tracing app of for their population. This will be accommodated by an OS update to support those apps, whose governmental authorities will be the only groups granted access to the API, as they are the ones permitted to perform non-digital tracking tracing. In the coming months, phase 2 will be ambitious in that the public will not need to download a new app. Building into the OS, users will be able to start contact tracing by just heading into their phone settings and opting in. From this point forward, your phone will be broadcast the anonymous identifiers to other nearby phones. If there's a positive, Android and iOS will be able to directly alert you and then prompt an app download. Rolling out. According to a company representative today, Android will be leveraging Google Play services to ensure that devices will get contact tracing capabilities without a full OS update. Play services is always kept up to date in the background and provides basic functionality that powers Google Apps, security, and lost devices and sign-in. This approach also helps older phones that no longer receive OS updates and gains this crucial functionality, especially contacting via Play services will be available on Android 6.0 devices and newer. This project between the company's engineers and health teams started 2.5 weeks ago, with both hard to meet the first deadline. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
So, what do you guys think?
What do I think? I'm a little
I think
concerned.
it's kind of nosy.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Oh,
Yeah, people-
whoa.
Nah, it's not
Wow.
gonna work.
Well, why, Jerome?
Yeah.
First of all, so you have to opt in for it, right? I mean, they're trying to force you to use it, but I don't think it's an effective way of doing it. Contact tracing, I think it's wishful thinking at best.
Mhm.
You know, the way it works. Do you guys know how it works manually?
Well, that's what I was a little confused about.
how it works manually, contact tracing.
All the way around the whole. What's contact tracing exactly?
So let's say you have, I mean, God forbid, but let's say you have COVID-19, right? So
Okay.
I would come in as somebody and say, hey, Mike, who have you been in contact with in the last X number
and
of
who
days?
are you? Are you a health worker?
I'm one of these guys who's a contact tracer. I don't know what their professional name is.
Oh, no. I didn't know we were referring to like a health worker.
Yeah, it's literally it's people manually going out and doing that work, and they try to get in touch with you, see who you've gotten in contact with, and then they get in contact with those people, and then they try to tell them, hey, you need to see and check if you were in contact with whatever such and such person or somebody who might have had it, so you need to isolate yourself and make sure that you don't get any symptoms. And so if they do have symptoms, they isolate them, and it's a way to try to get people to isolate themselves.
But as I understand it, this is all done by the phones in the background as far as the contacting each other.
Yes, it is. If you opt in for it.
Right. And I agree with you. The opting in would be the problem. But I also think I could see where this might cause an awful lot of panic among people.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it ain't gonna work.
I think some people they might not want to know that way. It's kind of a weird thing. Can you imagine getting alerted on your phone? Hey, you passed by somebody that had it, so you might have it now.
Thing. Yeah, that's the other thing I'm a little concerned about. Like, is my phone?
It'll cause like mass hysteria.
Yeah,
that's what I think. What I think.
That's a good point too. That's a good point. I just don't see it. I understand. Like, again, it sounds like a lot of wishful thinking here, but I also don't know how effective it's going to be.
Yeah, and I agree. The opting in, I doubt that you'd get the majority of people to opt in the first place.
And let's talk about the app, and the people are going to go. There's going to be other apps makers or hokey in plain English, and they're going to say this is a COVID app that's letting you know the person next to you has it, when it really isn't. It's just a data driller. It's going to look for all your travel and what you do and all. But people are going to get wind of this and think that this is the end all be all, and then also they're going to download. They're going to download the wrong app. You're going to download. As
Jerome mentioned last week, hackers are going to jump right in there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So apparently this is supposed to work well enough where it's gonna not like it's gonna secure your privacy. People aren't gonna know who it's coming from or whatever. But it's just, I don't know. There's always room for vulnerabilities there, and somebody can expose it.
There's only two things would have to happen for this to work. In both cases, it would have to be an ideal world. One, people would have to opt in. Two, people would not have to panic. Both cases, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. It's again, I think it sounds great in theory, but I see Max Tech Studios.
That's good. That's a good one, Max. Mm-hmm. I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh, and I neglected, before we move on to that, I neglected to mention who was in the stream. First one in the stream was Nigel at 4:07 p.m. I put this up at 4:06, so Nigel was definitely the first man in. Okay. 4:14, he says, "Evening, sir, where's 6? 4:30, 6. Damn it, Nigel." Okay. Eleanor was in here at 5:50 p.m. And let's see, Brian came in at 6:13. And Max came in at 10 to 7. So
hi guys, hi everyone. Welcome
to all of you. And let's see, anybody else? Carol, I already said hello to one side because I couldn't spell an A right, but Carol was in here.
I want to say real quick, there's a certain person's son in here.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
Will, you're muted right now.
Oh yes, you are, Will. And of course, Gary's in here because we need a troublemaker. We welcome Gary.
He is in here.
Yeah. Somebody's working at iPad or Chromebook.
Leo, Android Stud is in here, so we'll be talking about iPhone later. So we're going to have some excitement.
Yeah.
So I heard it's Leo's favorite kind of phone.
Right?
Yeah. He bought two.
Grant,
Yeah.
happy Friday to you, Grant.
What's going on, Grant?
And let's see, I think I mentioned everybody. Oh, Xavier. Oh, who's Xavier?
We were just talking about
Oh, Wilson. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how old is Xavier?
9.
No, okay, very good. He's ready for it now.
At first, when
Yeah.
I saw that, I thought someone was just trolling.
Yeah.
Well, when Mike said son, I assumed it was his son. who
That's my
does
stuff.
sing
No,
it. All right, so we're going to move on to our next story, and of course, that was the big reveal of the week, which was OnePlus.
Big reveal. I'm sorry. Wah, 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 wah. Sorry.
They were there first. I got to give them credit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll take this one. This is on Tom's Guide, and I didn't want to do the whole thing of everything about the presentation, which I watched all of it. But I thought this particular article did a pretty good breakdown, and this is on Tom's Guide, and it's called OnePlus 8 versus OnePlus 8 Pro. Which should you buy?
Neither.
Our OnePlus 8 versus OnePlus 8 Pro comparison spells out all the differences between these two Android phones. Like most other smartphone makers, OnePlus's latest batch of handsets comes in 2 flavors, the $699 OnePlus 8 and the $899 OnePlus 8 Pro. Typically, with different sizes or Pro models of phones, you see slight variations, possibly a nicer screen here and an extra camera lens there. However, the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro really are 2 completely different devices, outfitted with unique designs, displays, cameras, batteries, charging systems, RAM, and even 5G capabilities. At the end of the day, the OnePlus 8 Duo is really only similar in name only. In this OnePlus 8 versus OnePlus 8 Pro comparison, we'll take a deeper look at all the ways in which the company's hotly anticipated handsets differ and offer our recommendation on what you should purchase depending upon your needs. So here's the whole breakdown. Got the model numbers, shows the specs of each one. You can see the differences in price. In display, the OnePlus 8 6.55-inch AMOLED, the OnePlus 8 Pro 6.78-inch AMOLED, so a little bigger. Another big difference, max refresh rate on the OnePlus 8, 90 hertz, on the OnePlus 8 Pro, 120 hertz. Both Snapdragon 665. The RAM is slower on the OnePlus 8, LPDDR4X, while the OnePlus 8 Pro gets LPDDR5, so supposedly faster. I have seen 2 different tests that in both cases the 8 was faster than the Pro, so I don't know what that's about.
Huh.
Okay, same storage options. Cameras are different on the 8, 48 megapixel wide, f1.75, 16 megapixel ultra wide, f2.2, and 2 megapixel macro, f2.4. On the Pro, 48 megapixel wide, f1.78, 48 megapixel ultra wide, f2.2, 8 megapixel telephoto, and a 5 megapixel color filter. So they've got 4 cameras. But I remember MKBHD and one of the other big guys from England both said that the color filter thing was kind of useless to them. So take from that what you will. I don't have it, so I don't know. Battery size, the 8 has a 4300 milliamp, the 8 Pro has a 4510. Here's an interesting one. Charging wise, the 8 has the 30T wired warp charge, while the 8 Pro has 30T wired and wireless warp charge. So that can go just as fast with wireless charging. How they manage that, I don't know. That's pretty amazing in my opinion. For 5G connectivity, Verizon only, notice that. The 8 has sub-6, which is T-Mobile's 5G, and it has mmWave, which generally is what Verizon wants, which is the fastest, which doesn't penetrate crap. And for some strange reason, the 8 Pro only has the sub-6. So I don't know what that's about. Water resistance, no rating for the 8. IP68, first time ever for OnePlus, so that's a big deal. And also the first time ever for wireless charging. So both of those are a very big deal for OnePlus. And then you got the weight, and that's about it. So there are some differences between phones. I disagree that they're so different that they're not even the same phone, but they do have some serious differences. And the whole 5G thing, I don't understand why you would go in two different directions and have only one carrier have millimeter wave. It's very strange to me. But I will continue.
And why does the carrier has the IP rating and the
yeah, that's whack.
Yeah, well, I was going to say the word
I think they charge $100 more for
they're
that
charging
phone.
it. Yeah, it's that.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're charging more.
Yeah, waste
So
of money.
the whole thing is kind of nuts to me. All right, so going on, there's a $200 gap between the 6.55-inch OnePlus 8, which starts at $699, and the 6.78-inch OnePlus 8 Pro, which starts at $899. Both models come with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage by default, but you can upgrade each to 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage for an extra $100. OnePlus devices don't have slots for micro SD expandability, so you're pretty much stuck with the capacity you select when you purchase the phone. While the OnePlus 8 Pro will only be sold unlocked and not through carriers in North America, the regular OnePlus 8 will make it to Verizon and T-Mobile. There is one important difference, however. Only the Verizon OnePlus 8 variant will support millimeter wave 5G, with all other models unlocked or otherwise limited to sub-6 megahertz. Additionally, if you buy the OnePlus 8 through Verizon, it will also cost $100 more to match its enhanced 5G capabilities. Good old Verizon. One more retail note: for the first time, OnePlus is selling its latest handsets on Amazon, in addition to its website and those aforementioned carriers. Both phones will go on sale everywhere April 29th. All right, display. While both OnePlus 8 models have fast refresh displays, it's the OnePlus 8 Pro that unsurprisingly brings much more to the table. That 6.7-inch device offers a quad HD resolution and a peak refresh rate of 120 hertz, making for animations twice as smooth as what you'll find in conventional 60 hertz smartphone displays. The regular OnePlus 8 6.55-inch panel packs a full HD plus resolution and a lower maximum refresh rate of 90 hertz. Both phones utilize AMOLED screens and come HDR10 plus certified, meaning they'll display a wide dynamic range of color in supported media apps like Netflix. The OnePlus 8 Pro, however, benefits from an exclusive dedicated MEMC chip that can upscale 60 hertz contents to 120 hertz, similar to the animation smoothing technology on some TV sets. This setting is optional on the 8 Pro and can be turned off. Just let me mention, in I think it was MKBHD, and I've seen in a few other, they said the smoothing thing for the, where was that? The MIMI chip. They said it didn't do much, and a couple of the biggies didn't even like it at all. So I just thought I'd mention that. The OnePlus 8 Pro's panel also filters out 40% more blue light, both compared to the OnePlus's previous devices, as well as the standard OnePlus 8. That should make it easier on the eyes, especially when being viewed at night. Now, the biggie, the cameras. The OnePlus 8 Pro has 4 cameras to the regular model's 3, but the difference between the imaging stacks in both models is about quality as well as quantity. Given how it looks on paper, you'd think that both of OnePlus's latest phones share the same 48 megapixel wide lens. However, the Pro employs Sony's new IMX689 sensor, whereas the component on the OnePlus 8 is of the older IMX586 variety. So the regular one has an older sensor. The Pro's main sensor is bigger as well, with larger 1.12 micron pixels compared to the 0.8 micron pixels on the cheaper variant. As any photographer knows, larger sensor pixels translate to greater light sensitivity, and greater light sensitivity means better photos. Now we can go back and forth here and see the whole thing of each one. That's the OnePlus 8 showing on that side, and on this side the same picture taken with the OnePlus 8 Pro. That building on the left, I thought the OnePlus. You can see the OnePlus 8 Pro. To me, it looks much more blue because it's blue from the sky. Where on the OnePlus 8, you don't get all of it. So, to me, I think in this particular picture, to me, the cheaper one is the better one. What do you guys think?
What I think,
Yeah,
I can't get excited on a phone that I don't even need, because if I was still sticking around with Android, that my 17 kicking it.
What I'm asking you is what you think of these two photos.
The two pictures. What's
I'm
your
sorry.
post? The cityscape, right?
I think what Mike's trying to say is he doesn't care.
I
I
think-
think that's what
sorry,
Mike's trying to say.
Oh God, it's freezing on me.
I don't
Okay, here we
know,
go.
No, I also prefer
I think-
I also prefer the OnePlus 8 on that one. On
Okay.
that particular shot.
So we both prefer.
Yeah, it looks a little
prefer
more
the cheaper.
realistic. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I think. All right. On the Pro, a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera, 8 megapixel telephoto with
Oh,
3
yeah.
times optical zoom, and 5 megapixel color filter camera round out the repertoire of lenses. The color filter lens is an interesting one. OnePlus says it's designed to produce filter effects that look better than if the device simply relied on software alone to manipulate the image. However, we didn't come away all that impressed with the results from the filter lens in our OnePlus 8 Pro review, and so we couldn't call it a big perk for the price of variant. And like I said, the big guys that I've seen, they didn't seem to think much of it either. The regular OnePlus 8 makes do with a 16 megapixel ultra wide lens and a 2 megapixel macro camera in addition to its primary wide angle optic. The macro lens takes the place of the telephoto in the OnePlus 8 Pro, though we really wish the cheaper device had a telephoto of its own. Without a dedicated optical zoom lens, the OnePlus 8 can only deliver 2 times zoom by cropping into the feed from the main 48 megapixel sensor. Again, we can go back and forth on the pictures. There's the OnePlus 8 Pro, and to me, it seems like the cheaper one enhanced the color, at least in the building on the left, a bit more. So I guess the OnePlus 8 Pro looks more realistic, but for myself, and of course it's all personal preference, I like the OnePlus 8 better again. Jerome, what do you think?
I kind of feel the same way on the 8 Pro. The shadows are lifted more, so you see a little more detail. But like even when I edit my own photos, I kind of give a little more punch to it. But it's personal preference, right? Like I think they're both great shots. They're both good shots.
Yeah,
they just have their own
absolutely.
profile.
Exactly. Will, you have anything to say?
Yeah, I think the 8 looks better.
Okay. All right.
I think it's been doctored up to make one look better than the other.
I
You
don't
think so?
No, I'm just messing.
Mike is
He's
the worst.
Joker after all, folks. Come on now. All right. Going on. Overall, we found that while neither OnePlus 8 model surpasses the camera quality you get from the iPhone 11 Pro, Pixel 4, or even the Samsung Galaxy S20, in some cases, the Pro version delivers the better photography of the two more often than not. Images taken with the OnePlus 8 Pro seem to be sharper and more consistently in focus than those captured on the regular OnePlus 8. Looking at the first photo comparison above, the ripples in the lake and the windows of the building at the center of the frame illustrate this, as does the brick surface of the building in the second example. However, the Pro model also appears to have a predisposition towards cooler tones. That's true, while the less expensive model exhibits a somewhat red kiss. Yeah. Performance. Both. I don't want to go on. Anybody else want to read more of this? Or
See.
We can just talk about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
we don't have
performance
to-
is great. It's going to be fast. They probably, 8 gigs of RAM up to 12, I think.
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah.
LDDR5, and the other one is 4. OnePlus does great performance. Their battery going to charge
They do.
crazy fast. If you buy that charger, if you bought it on the release, I think you get that wireless charger for free.
No,
Um,
I don't think they gave that away for free.
Yeah,
at all.
if you bought it on the release, you had to buy it at launch, and you got it for free.
Is that why?
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
What else? The water resistance, we already talked about it. The Verizon one don't get the IP rating, which don't make sense.
No.
I mean, I think everybody's saying it's a good phone, but from the reviews I've seen, some people are saying the camera's kind of, it's a
Same
OnePlus.
story.
The camera's the OnePlus, and the price is. They're all saying that it's great because it's a flagship now, but I can't give them $1,000.
Now,
I can't.
here's my take. Now, I think you kind of all know I was the one all excited for this thing coming out. I am not buying either one of these phones. Okay. And like Jerome,
Till next week.
no, I'm not buying one now. I'm probably going back to where I was a year ago and the year before that. Maybe when the T comes around, maybe I'll be getting that. But I
really ain't buying the T. It's gonna be more.
Okay, and here's my main reason. Like Jerome, I'm somewhat of a camera guy. Well, the first real camera comparison between the OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus 8 Pro, I watched from Fandroid. And there's a guy who does a lot of their camera comparisons. He's home. He's got lots of pictures of his kids. He had video outside in his yard, out front with the kids. And watching the whole video must have been about 15 minutes long. Watching the entire video, every time he showed them side by side, to me, sometimes the Pro looked great. Sometimes the other one looked great. Mm-hmm. And it went back and forth, and it didn't seem to matter whether it was front-facing camera or rear camera, whether it was video, whether it was 60 frames per second, 30 frames. It kept going back and forth. So I said to myself, well, I'm not giving them, $900 for the Pro, and there's not enough difference in the cameras for me to be bothered. So at that point, I decided I am not buying either one of these phones. I'll be just as happy sticking with my OnePlus 7 Pro.
A lot of people are saying that, George. A lot of people are seeing it saying, great. It's got 5G. It does this. It's got the Pro has the wireless charging finally.
Yeah, exactly. And waterproofing.
Those people are going, why? Why spend the extra money when the Pro and the 7T are just handling it?
But to me, camera wise. In both cases, it's an incremental upgrade over the Pro and the 7T. So I don't see where I'm going to spend that kind of money.
And an incremental upgrade with a huge price jump on
it. Price
exactly.
jump.
Well, the price jump. Anytime you get a 5G phone, there's going to be a big price jump. I don't think that they can avoid that because I guess it just costs a lot more to make a 5G phone. It seems like they're all, agreeing on that. And I would tell anybody, I have one 5G phone, which is my S20. Do not go out and buy a phone because it's 5G. I love my S20 because I love my S20. Yes, I do get a kick out of it every time I see that 5G sitting at the top of the phone. But would I go out and buy any phone because it's 5G? Not right now, I wouldn't.
Now, George, I got a question. I don't know. I think you got a OnePlus. I mean, you have a Note or something. I forget this 5G, right?
My regular S20, yeah.
The McLaren, wasn't that like $900?
Yes, it was $900.
How much was that when it came out, the McLaren?
It was like $950, I believe.
Jesus.
But you're paying. You're paying because you're tied to one of the best race cars in the world. That's all you're paying for.
And I think it had.
Well, that one was 5G though. That was 5G on.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
No, there was a non 5G at first.
Yes, at first it was the McLaren Magician was the first one.
At the beginning, but it wasn't
RAM.
It wasn't $900.
But you were paying for two things.
Yeah, for the name, for the design,
and for the name McLaren. And as a Formula One fan, I'm not giving you an extra 14 that keeps losing for the last 20 years. Forget about it. That's my favorite sport. I know all about McLaren.
It is funny though. It is funny though that if you guys saw in China, they had their event and they released the OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro, and the prices for that are a lot cheaper than what they're selling it for the States. So here it's $699 for the OnePlus 8 in China. If you do the math on it, if you convert it, it's $565 in China. So it's more than $125, and then for the OnePlus 8 Pro, it's $899 here, and in China, it's $760 something. So it's a huge price difference between the two. If it got sold, if that phone sold here, if the OnePlus 8 sold for $599 and the OnePlus 8 Pro sold for $690 or $799, I think it wouldn't get so much heat for their price. They're still expensive, but I think you can't beat the specs that it's putting there at that point. There's no other phone then that could beat those. Or,
George, you see the comments. Leo said it's not an incremental upgrade because it's you're getting wireless charging, 120 hertz, and IP68. The 7 Pro was basically IP rated. They just didn't pay for it. Mm-hmm. Wireless charging is like $3.
Wait, I'm trying to get up the right comment.
They just did that because of 5G. That upgrade is I don't know. I don't see it.
And Leo, what
the camera got a hole in it now.
Leo, what I said was the screen has a hole. It's an incremental update over the 7 Pro and over the 7T. Now, yes, I agree. You are getting a big update with the
but
wireless
George,
charging and with the waterproofing. Do I need either one? No, I have my wireless charger
George,
sitting right over there. I never use it.
The waterproofing is trash because they were dipping the 7 Pro in the water. So that one was already waterproof.
They had said for the last 2 phones that they were waterproof. They just weren't.
That ain't really no upgrade. And the wireless charging is only $3. Like,
well, I guess
they did a lot.
Want to say it's certified water resistant.
Yeah, I mean they want to be able to.
If it breaks, they still won't cover you. So what's the point?
Yeah,
that was their whole thing in the beginning. They were like, we're not going to charge for that rating because we got to pay to get it rated, but you can dip it in water. So why are you going to charge us for it now and act like y'all did something?
Because they have to pay a lot of money to somebody to give them that rating.
But that's what I'm saying. They just did it because they know that they can jack the price up and make you think you're getting a lot more.
Yeah, but they did it ultimately because they've been taking heat for 2 years for not doing it.
I think with the 7 Pro, people were satisfied because you could dip it in water, and they felt like OnePlus was helping them out because they weren't charging you for the IP rating.
Right
now, they're like, we're IP rating it, so we're going to add it to the list of features. But last year, we were like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Come on. If it breaks, they're not going to be like, oh, you dropped your phone in water. Here's a new one. It didn't stand up. You know what I mean? They're still going to, just like everybody else does.
Yeah. All right, Gary, we're not talking about cake here, okay?
He's talking about the LG.
Yeah, there you go.
What's up, Munchie? So we got real brains now. Watch it.
Munchie loves OnePlus.
Yeah, I was just going to say Munchie's. Oh man, he especially that Peter fellow. He loves that Peter.
But here's the thing. Instead of the $899 price tag they put on it, instead of the water dust certification, instead of the wireless charging, I understand people want that, but what about the camera? I'm still not convinced this camera. I'm still not convinced that this camera is.
Convinced me not to buy because to me the cameras are an incremental upgrade. It's not enough of an upgrade for me to spend that kind of money.
I love the performance. I love the design. Like all of that is great. But if I'm gonna have a phone and then the camera is gonna be garbage at night, then I don't care. I really, especially when I'm paying that much money. That's so much money to have a garbage camera. Here I am. I'm calling it a garbage camera. I don't own the phone. I understand that, but nobody. I also don't watch a lot of tech reviews, but I don't see a ton of people giving praise for its camera right now. I don't see a lot of people saying that those night shots completely obliterate the iPhone 11 Pro because it's not going to. It's not.
And I did watch a lot of reviews, especially camera reviews, and I think what the camera right here on my OnePlus 7 Pro for night shots, it's probably going to match whatever night shots they can come up with. That's my guess.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything special.
It's like Munchie said. They built the phone for like MKBHD. They just tried to throw in a lot of stuff, but they still haven't fixed the camera.
Well, they're going to do like they're going to do asking for a couple of years. That's true.
But they're going to do like they did last year. They're going to keep putting updates out to the camera so people are like, oh, it must be getting a lot better. That's what they. That's
it did get a lot. It did get better last year. Yeah, I can give you credit for that.
Well, this one ain't getting $1,000 better.
I agree. All right, we ready to move on to our next one?
See, I see Munchie saying here, MKBHD said camera will be good once you have Gcam ports. Okay, so
Exactly.
And which is fine because I've used it, right, where I use Gcam and then the day shots are good. But what about the night shots? I still don't believe Gcam is going to fix any night shot issues.
You'd
I
be amazed.
don't.
Some Gcams.
Oh, no. I'm not
saying.
saying it's not going to improve it. It will improve it, but I don't think it's going to go ahead and beat out the best night shot, shots you're going to get from an iPhone 11 Pro. I don't see that happening.
Well, what I can tell you is now it's only on one phone, but on my Xiaomi Mi A3 Gcam, compared to the OnePlus 11, a whole bunch of my subscribers, at least half, picked the Xiaomi over the.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I would need to. It's hard for me to just. I wish I could just do every photo camera comparison.
Yeah,
then I
so
could.
do I.
Yeah, because I can't speak for it unless I were to do it. But
now,
yeah.
and now Leo is making it. Oh, wait a minute.
He said, "Who's taking pictures at night?"
Yeah,
I take pictures at night. Point. Who doesn't? When I go out to a bar and I'm in a dark area, people still want to take pictures. Saying that, so I hate when people bring that argument up because it's yes, everyone takes. If your camera could take a picture at night, you do it. You do it.
Well.
If you can take a good picture, right?
Last week's Android Central podcast, even the boss said, well, most people aren't going to take a lot of pictures at night. I think Andrew said it. Andrew Martinick said it. He says, unless you go out and take a lot of pictures in Boston, he says most people aren't taking pictures. And
I don't understand.
That's Google's way of thinking, though. That's like them saying, well, most people aren't going to use 4K 60. Right?
Well, yeah.
You can't. No, not for that. For them kind of prices.
Keep in mind, Android Central is one of the most highly respected sites in the
I
world.
don't care.
Really,
for them, George, for them prices, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, well, most people won't use it, so we can skimp on it.
Yeah, I'm going by what they said.
Yeah, I don't care about Android Central or any other whatever. They can say whatever they want. They're no different. These guys who write these articles are no different than us, except maybe their vocabulary might be a little more better and professional. I don't really care.
I guarantee you their vocabulary is no better than mine.
So there you go. So don't put them on a pedestal because they're no better. They're no better.
All I'm saying is these guys are real influencers. We're not there yet.
Wait. Just because they have a bigger following that makes them
a bigger platform. Yes.
MKBHD is more of a real influencer than I am. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I don't agree with that at all.
Jerome, how many people do you and I influence compared to MKBHD?
I don't care. If I bring out the truth and I tell honest,
anything about dishonesty, although I think you're both honest.
No. But what does it matter that MKBHD has millions of subscribers or whatever?
Just he worked to get there. Don't forget that.
I'm not discrediting his work. I'm just saying his level of influence. Yes, he obviously influences a lot more people.
Exactly, but that's all I'm saying.
You're making it sound. No. I just don't want you to go on this thing where it's like, hey, his word is more important than.
No. I definitely don't think their word is more important. I'm just saying they have more influence than we do, and more people listening to it and watch them than we do.
Obviously. I just I know we're going off topic here, but all I'm just trying to say is. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore because I don't remember the topic.
The only reason I brought it up is because you said, yes, people do take pictures at night. And I agree with you, but obviously some people don't think so.
Leo's here saying, Jerome, stop. You're not taking a picture in a bar. Are you kidding me? Do you know my life? Do you see my Instagram on how many shots I take at night?
Yes, you do take a lot of pictures at bars, but you do it for work.
But that's the thing, though. It's like so. Look, take a look at my Instagram. How many pictures am I taking at night? Don't tell me that people don't take pictures at night. I have so many night shots. So those are some of the best shots you can take. Who wouldn't want to take a picture of a nightscape?
And I have to agree with you because what's his name? Eric. He's a Computer Solutions. He takes a lot of night shots.
Yeah, it's just not a valid argument. It's not a valid argument.
Yeah. All right.
So OnePlus should have did better with the night shots. The phone ain't worth $1,000.
Hey,
all right.
That's our general.
Listen. Even if you look at it like that,
$1,000. It's $900.
George, all right, $900. Well, the Pro is $999, right?
No, it's $899.
Well, $899, whatever. But if you look at it like that, then the iPhone SE2 is amazing because
Well, you're not
getting.
there.
I know,
Look,
but
the iPhone,
He wants you to wait.
Come out officially until next Friday, and I figured that's going to be your thing for your channel.
If night shots don't matter, then the SE2 is amazing. They should double the price then.
I would kind of agree with you there.
No, don't double the price.
Because that's going to be the downfall of the camera on that phone is going to be night shots.
That's probably true.
But you got an IP rating, you got wireless charging. You're going to get, 5-6 years of updates, the latest chip.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The next story up. Now, since Will just got up, I guess, Jerome, this is going to fall on you, if you don't mind.
No. I got it.
All right. This is going to be the UK mobile carriers politely ask people to stop burning 5G towers. This was on UK Mobile. All right. All yours, Jerome.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So the top 4 UK mobile operators have issued a joint statement asking for help to stop people burning 5G towers. Multiple cell towers were targeted in the UK last week in apparent arson attacks. Jesus. After online conspiracy theories have been falsely linking the spread of the coronavirus pandemic to the rollout of 5G. There's no scientific evidence to suggest a link, but the theories have been spreading widely on social networks like Facebook and Nextdoor. Not only are these claims baseless, they are harmful for the people and businesses that rely on the community of our services, says a joint statement from EE, O2, 3, and Vodafone. They have also led to the abuse of our engineers and, in some cases, prevented essential network maintenance taking place. All of the main UK networks are now calling on people to help stop the spread of disinformation online and to report abuse of key workers helping to maintain networks. Please help us to make this stop, the networks ask in a typically British-natured way. If you witness abuse of our key workers, please report it. If you see misinformation, please call it out. Vodafone confirmed to The Verge that 4 cell towers were targeted in a 24-hour period on Friday. EE said that one tower in Birmingham didn't even provide 5G services, but was set on fire anyway. The UK government's Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport has branded the conspiracy theories crackpot and called on social networks to do more to stop them spreading. The UK's Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden, is also planning to hold virtual meetings with representatives from a number of tech companies this week to discuss the problem. YouTube revealed at the weekend that it's reducing the number of videos it recommends, which spread false claims that 5G is linked to the coronavirus. Mobile networks in the UK are classified as critical national infrastructure, and the attacks come at a crucial time as the UK battles the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Vodafone CEO Nick Jeffrey called the attacks a matter of national security and pleaded with people not to share the fake conspiracy theories. How did this start anyway? Who decided that 5G is what's spreading the coronavirus?
But did you hear what they were claiming what the whole thing with the 5G? What did you hear? They're claiming that the 5G was activating some kind of material that's in your body that does something. It was something with the coronavirus. As I'm loosely basing what I saw. I saw but they look at the minerals in your body and 5G is that being activated or something like that. Bunchy's saying on some WhatsApp group. I have to hand it to Facebook of all people. My wife came across something. This one person was going on, and she goes, "Mike, listen to this." I love my wife, but sometimes she can be fooled a little bit. But to Facebook's credit, it came up with a warning. This is fake. It actually warned you before you watch the rest of the video. This was fake information. So
why would you make that leap? It's such a weird leap. Yes, they have stories that happened 6 months ago that 5G might be tied to cancer, but of course there was the same thing happened with 4G. But to say it caused the coronavirus, where would you even get that from? It's so strange. And then in the story, it's saying there was threats to some of their workers working on these poles. And then, of course, my mind said, okay, so we're in this politically correct thing. Now, I'm one of those workers. These people are attacking me. Now, if I go beat the crap out of one of them, I'm going to get arrested. I know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that kind of crap always goes. You're not allowed to defend yourself in this country or that country, which I think is stupid.
Where's Nigel? I'm surprised Nigel doesn't.
Nigel was here hours ago. I'm sure he's come and gone.
Okay, I saw him earlier saying hello to everybody.
Tanner's in here. Hey, Tanner.
What up, Tanner?
Anyway.
I thought that was pretty crazy, but no, thank goodness that didn't like people get the same idea around here, in the States.
Yeah, it's very weird.
You don't know yet. It's still too early.
Well, you might have a point there, but let's hope that's not where we're going. But I am not. You'll never hear me call another human being stupid, but this was a pretty stupid idea, if you ask me.
But I will say though, it seemed like as fast as it came, it's pretty much.
Well, thank God. Yeah, thank God. Anyway, so I just thought that was an interesting story to put up. So now the next.
Oh my goodness gracious!
The next story is about Zoom.
All right, I got it.
All right, I'm sharing it now. All right, well, it's.
All right.
There it is. Okay, it's all yours.
All right. Country stops using Zoom for classes after a serious incident. Hackers showed photos of genitalia to a class of teen girls. Oh God, my kid's teacher uses this app all the time.
Yeah.
Newser. Singapore has suspended the use of Zoom for online education after hackers hijacked the lesson and showed obscene images to students. In what is known as Zoom bombing, 2 hackers interrupted a geography lesson the day after Singapore closed schools on Wednesday and moved lessons online as a part of partial lockdown measures to curb local transmissions of COVID-19, the AP reports. Singapore's Ministry of Education said it was investigating the serious incidents and may file police reports. We are already working with Zoom to enhance its security settings and make these security measures clear and easy to follow, said Aaron Lowe, director of the ministry's Educational Technology Division. As a precautionary measure, our teachers will suspend their use of Zoom until these security issues are ironed out, Lowe said. The mother of a 13-year-old girl says her daughter told her the 2 hackers, both Caucasian men, showed the class pictures of penises and told the teenage girls to show us your boobs. The Straits Times reports, wow, so ridiculous. Singapore is not the only country affected by the teleconferencing disruptions. The FBI issued a public warning on March 30th, advising users to avoid making Zoom meetings public after it received multiple reports of teleconferences and online classrooms being hijacked, with hackers displaying hate messages or shouting profanities.
Unbelievable. So, just my opinion, I wish everybody would stop using Zoom for public stuff, because I think they have already gone well past the point that anybody should use them. Just my opinion.
I mean, the thing is, though, if people left Zoom and then they went to find the next thing, and that's what everyone went
everybody would jump on that and do
they would try to find a way to get into that too. But yeah, I mean,
except that Zoom has an awful lot of vulnerabilities that Microsoft and Google and them don't seem to have.
They obviously do.
Google even said don't use it.
Google's not using it. They're not using Zoom. They decided to stop using Zoom.
It too,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think everybody should stop using it, because they have too many issues, and issues that other companies don't seem to have. So just my opinion.
What's that other one that Microsoft they have?
Teams.
They've been
Microsoft
Teams.
Yeah, I've been seeing that been kicked around a bit.
Yeah, some people seem to be going away from Zoom to that, and I haven't heard any terrible reports from there.
I just want to share this. I'm going to 3 or 4 people, including my wife, that she's got a doctor's appointment using Google Duo. They actually wanted. Well, there's all my phones just lit up. They're actually using Duo. My mom had a doctor's appointment. My niece had one. Another friend and my wife's going to have her doctor's appointment using Duo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm surprised it's Duo. That
it was all doctors. It was all like a doctor's appointment, Yeah.
Huh. Here's Gary being Gary. Okay.
Zoom, zoom, boom.
That brings me back, Gary.
Yeah. Is no mask needed.
It wouldn't be a broadcast without Gary making some
Oh, no.
comments. I mean, come on.
Rex in effect.
Wow.
I was trying to think
Yeah,
of who
remember
made
that song?
Yeah, Rex in
Wow.
effect. Oh God, I'm so old now that it just God.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I went back to shake, 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 shake. Shake your booty.
Okay, well, that's-
Shake your booty. Yeah, there we
A
Hey,
go.
little
man.
bit older, George.
It's just now it's evolved into that, and now it's evolved into a little more different today.
What was that?
It's an evolving world.
Casey
Casey and the Sunshine
Oh,
Band.
Yeah.
man.
They're a
Yep.
Florida band.
Yeah, it's
after
kind of-
all.
It was a little different before, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, moving on. Mike, we're back around to you. We had the Google Pixel 4 and 4 XL sales.
Sorry. You should have said.
Okay.
As soon as I saw that price, I something said, what brought this on? You know. Man, do you have another article pertaining to the sale about at Best Buy? Or 4A? I was reading something.
Yeah,
else.
no, that's
Okay.
the next article.
Wait a minute, we're on the discounted price, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The
The
one from
Verge.
The Verge, yes. The Verge. The Google Pixel 4 and 4 XL are cheaper than ever at multiple retailers. Oh man, I can't say the word Google because my phone keeps lighting up.
I actually disabled the assistant because it
Did
keeps
you?
doing that. Yeah, I disabled it. I also don't use Siri either, so I just disabled both.
Okay.
No fun.
Probably
Nah.
saving your battery.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I can get 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see here. Google has given its Pixel 4 and 4 XL unlocked phones a big price cut and lasts until May 9th at midnight or until supplies last. Each size and storage configuration is $300 off at the Google Store, Best Buy, and Amazon. Considering the smaller Pixel 4, it usually sells $799. Having it down to $499 for 64 gigs version making the plunge a much more reasonable ideal. If you're in the market for an upgrade, but don't want to spend hundreds or more on the Samsung Galaxy S20 or even a new OnePlus 8. Both sizes of the Pixel 4 work on any U.S. carrier, and because it's unlocked at purchase, you can swap SIMs in it. If you use Google Fi, you can take advantage of the phone's eSIM capability. These devices are released in 2019. It's basically going over the specs there. The refresh rate, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, we all know what it does. But Google may soon introduce the Pixel 4a, a more affordable version of the Pixel 4 that will likely have fewer features. Thank you. We've written at length about since the rumors have been popping up with greater frequency. The reason why I included it here because this deal is slightly reminiscent of the deal that the Pixel held last year, just ahead of the launch of the 3A. If the rumors for this year's Pixel 4a hold true, it may launch at $399, just $100 less than the discounted Pixel 4. For your money, take advantage of the deals. Will get you a faster phone and probably take far better pictures. Here's the links. Basically, I think that's all it is, just the links.
Yeah.
But they failed to mention, I think the Pixel 3a is on sale right now, also
Yeah,
at
it's cheaper now.
$299.
Yeah.
And for him to
Great
say that
deal.
you get a faster phone that will probably take far better pictures, I disagree. I think the
Yeah, I'm about to say
as
that.
good pictures as the regular.
Yeah, I don't know why they're even putting that in there. Like it's not the same thing.
Yeah,
It
it's
might
the same
take longer to
camera.
process, but you're gonna get the same picture.
Well,
Exactly.
the only difference I think
You won't have the
though,
zoom.
is Well, it's not that. It's that the secondary camera, the telephoto camera on the Pixel 4 assists in portrait shots. So that's probably the only thing. Otherwise, it's probably going to be the same. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. Yeah.
Anyway, interesting. So
I didn't even know the second camera did anything.
So on my stream today, someone actually brought up a really good conversation piece, and I had trouble wrapping my head around it. Would you spend $399 for the Pixel 4, or would you spend not $399, $499 for the Pixel, $499 for the Pixel 4, or $399 for the iPhone SE?
I think I would.
Well, I'm disqualified from the
yeah.
I can't comment.
I would get the Pixel 4 between those two because I have the iPhone 11. If I didn't have the iPhone 11, I would definitely go for the iPhone.
Well, no. Let's say you had no phones right now.
Okay,
you had
I wouldn't.
Then I would go for the iPhone.
You would go for the iPhone.
Yes.
Even having phones,
I had
trouble answering that question.
Is that they did not put the iPhone 11 cameras on there. I was very disappointed about that.
Yeah, I mean it's apparently it's the iPhone 8 camera is what they're putting in there with using the image using the image processor for the iPhone 11.
Right.
I'm curious to that's why I ordered the phone because I can't.
Well, you'll be the one who will be watching to find out.
Yeah.
I would go with the iPhone because better build, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust Google's.
Well, with no phone, I would go for the iPhone too. Yeah.
Long term, I don't trust Google's phones. Like I've never even used a Pixel for more than a year.
Yeah, that's true.
And Google just always has issues somewhere. Somewhere there's always an issue with.
Yeah, it was a good question that got brought up, and it was a weird one for me when I was thinking about it because I was kind of torn. I was like, God, that's such a weird position to put me in. Yeah,
well, because it's good for our soul, right?
Yeah.
All right, now wait, okay. Jerome. Let's say now I guess I kind of understand why he said the SE or whatever, but let's say the Pixel 4 with this price is what $700, right? Is that the 4 XL? Is $700?
The 4 XL is
$99, wasn't it?
No, it's $599.
It's $300 off. It's $300 off. So even if you get the XL, the most expensive one was $1,000. So if you go back $300, it'll be $700, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$699. So what would you pick? Would you pick the Pixel 4 at this discounted price or the iPhone 11, the regular model?
Ooh. I don't know. iPhone because the camera, the camera at night is so good, but apparently you can't take pictures at night because nobody takes pictures at night. I'm so salty about it.
Exactly.
I love you. I don't know if Leo's in here. I love you, Leo. I love you, Leo. But that is not an argument. That's not a valid
have
point.
An ongoing battle between you and Leo.
I love Leo, and I mean he was so nice today when he dropped the super chat in my stream. But like, people take pictures at night. I'm just I don't mean to be salty about it, but like I did get heated up.
That's why Google added night mode.
Yeah. Has it occurred to you that the dark side and Leo just doesn't?
I hope Leo's here. I hope he's listening because I said I love you, Leo. I do.
Now, Munchie is good friends with Leo, and
Munchie is saying like, hey, Leo smoked some weed-loaded cigar. 420 came early. I would pay super chat money to watch Jerome and Leo go at it.
Me too.
Just go at it right on. Just start showing off.
You guys have not even seen me when I'm like upset.
Oh no,
I don't think I've ever put that. I've never put that side of me on.
No. A camera comparison.
I can imagine.
Well, I don't even remember what we got upset about earlier. I just started going off. I don't know. I think I got really offended when when I just don't like when we are not looked at as other. We're as good reviewers as the best.
Well,
we really
that
are.
was my fault. That wasn't anybody else.
No, I know. I'm just, I don't know. I don't like when we're good at what we do. I think that's important that we keep that close to our side. That we're just as good as.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Now, but I still would
Maybe it's
put
me.
a nice super chat to see you and Leo go at each other.
Yeah. Well,
Which
I
which-
don't mean like getting. I'm talking about like you guys like somehow do a camera comparison to show different things about night
versus-
shots and
versus iOS.
Yeah. That kind of thing. So
Yeah, I can't mess with Leo because he can literally drive here in 10 or 15 minutes.
yeah. So I just wanted real quick. I just have to throw this out there, and it's a little. So is anybody getting the Moto Silas? Anybody? Okay, I didn't think so. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. What phone? No, I know the phone.
Yeah, I'm just. It's talk about poor timing. Poor timing on Moto part. They released it like it's like you didn't even know it got released. The only reason I knew about it was because I got a an email notification.
So did I.
Yeah. So,
all right, we're ready to. Now we're still on Pixel stories. So, Will, you want to take this one?
Let me find it. Hold on.
Pixel 4a release date.
Oh, I
Rumors.
see it. Yeah, I see it.
Whatever date that is, it's a little too late.
yeah.
Well,
A lot too late.
could be. It very well may be, but I just
Oh,
thought we should have it out.
No. It's I'm just kidding. Go for it, Will.
All right. Pixel 4 release date. Rumors, specs, and leaks.
Just on Pocket Links.
Yeah, hold on. I got an ad popping up. All right. In 2019, Google launched a more affordable handset, the Pixel 3a. And it looks like there's going to be a follow-up in 2020, a cheaper version of the Pixel 4. Leaks surrounding the Google Pixel 4a have started to appear, so we're rounding them up so you know what to expect come launch day. The release date and price. Nothing has been said about when we might see the Pixel 4a launch so far, but the Pixel 3a was announced at Google I/O 2019. Google I/O 2020 has been canceled due to coronavirus, but the date we picked out as likely for the keynote event and launch was the 12th of May 2020. There's nothing official and no leaks so far, but that's our best guess. The price, however, seems to be nailed on at $399, thanks to what appears to be a leaked billboard mock-up showing the phone. The design. Thanks to some detailed renders and photo leaks, we have a good idea of what this phone will look like. It doesn't throw up too many surprises, but it's worth mentioning that the given dimensions suggest that it's slightly smaller than the Pixel 3a. However, the display, while not edge-to-edge, cuts down the forehead and chin of the 2019 phone, so the display is likely to be larger. There's a fingerprint scanner on the rear, and it looks like it's going to have a plastic or polycarbonate, something that's seen wide confirmation. Also interesting is Google looks to be pushing a pronounced camera bump here, with a single camera and flash in the back, housing on the rear. And it does at least give some familial design link to the Pixel 4. All these elements from the renders appear to match leaked images of the phone. Originally, there was reported to be 3 colors: black with a lime button, white with an orange button, and finally a teal version with a hot
I would
pink
get that
button.
one. I would totally get that one.
It's now thought that it will be just black, barely blue, as the 2 color options.
Well, forget it.
Yeah, there you go. An interesting detail is the 3.5 millimeter headphone socket, something many flagships omit now. 3 code names have been uncovered that could point to different Pixel 4a models, but at the moment, most of the focus appears to be on one device, codenamed Sunfish. There's also been a rumor that there will only be one size of the Pixel 4a this time around. The display on the Pixel 4a is expected to be flat with slimmed down bezels and no notch. Instead, there's going to be a hole punch for the front camera, something we've not yet seen on the Pixel before. It's said to be a 60 hertz display and thought to be OLED. The resolution is the expected 1080p, which should be just fine on this size of a device. The hardware specs. The discovery of some new code names, Sunfish, Bramble, fit the code names for Pixel devices along with hardware details. There's been code leaks that pair the Pixel 4a Sunfish with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 730, which would be 4G. This has popped up a couple of times, so it seems more certain that the other devices and matches leaked specs from an early hands-on. To round out the specs, you have 6 gigs of RAM and 64 or 128 gigs of storage, which should fit this affordable device nicely. There's said to be a 3080 milliamp battery, which sounds a little on the small side, but the Pixel 3a had a 3000 milliamp battery, and we found it performed well enough. Given the mid-range specs, it will probably be sufficient. As to the other codenamed phones, they included a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765 device, the new platform with integrated 5G, although we don't know if these are an actual launch devices or testing devices, so we're not hugely certain that there is a 5G Pixel 4a version. The camera, from the renders, we can see a single camera in the rear housing, along with the LED flash. We can fairly safely assume that this is the same camera unit as the Pixel 4. That's the point of these phones, after all, to give you access to those camera skills at a lower price point. In that sense, you can expect to find a 12.2 megapixel, 1.4 micron sensor with f1.7 lens and optical image stabilization. It will likely have all the AI skills of the Pixel 4, like night sight. The front camera in the display is likely to be an 8 megapixel, 1.22 micron sensor with f2.0 lens and some rare bokeh skills, but this is still all to be confirmed.
Okay. Are you buying one? Who's buying one?
No.
George?
Okay, we good?
Yeah. George, are you buying one?
I more than likely will be getting one.
You will. So you
Probably.
would. Yeah. I was going to say
almost certainly.
if the Pixel 4 dropped to $399 right now, would you just buy that instead, or would you wait for the 4A?
Yeah. No,
Oh, you're breaking up there.
because I'll want to do comparison.
I'm sorry, George. You broke up there. Say it again.
No, I'm sorry. I said I want to do comparisons with the Pixel 3a versus the
3A.
4a, so I'd still be getting the 4a.
Fair enough. I think the 4A looks nicer anyway.
Okay. That's almost a certainty with me at this point,
Mm-hmm.
since I bypassed. Oh, and the other reason I was leaning towards bypassing the OnePlus 8 is my OnePlus 7 Pro has rounded edges. I do not like rounded edges as much as I love this phone. I still don't like rounded edges. So,
I got a question for you guys, and just a teeny weeny off topic. So if you're buying the SE right now, like Jerome did, and I'm about to,
okay.
is it worth the $50 to get the 128?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Get the
For
extra
50
storage.
bucks, for $50, I'd say
Yeah.
yes.
It depends on how long you plan on actually. It depends on how long you're going to have that phone. If that's going to be your daily driver, yes, I absolutely think so.
Why did you get the 64?
Because I'm not keeping it. That's why.
Okay.
Because he has an iPhone 11 Pro. That's why.
I'm not holding on to that
It's a downgrade for Jerome.
I mean,
Yeah.
there is a slight chance I might keep it if I find it worthwhile, but I see myself doing camera comparison videos on it, maybe testing out, just a couple other things on it and then packing it up, unless I really fall in love with it. But I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I would have bought, if I knew that was going to be my only phone, I would have spent the extra $50 for the 128 gig.
Would you have gone all the way up to the 256?
Nah, then you're paying $599, I think, is what they wanted.
Yeah,
for
then you
it.
might as well get an X.
Well, what-
Well, not, I don't know. I wouldn't get an
because
XR.
then
I
you only
wouldn't
get
get
64
XR,
gigs.
But as it is, he's already in love with an iPhone, just like I'm already in love with an iPhone.
No, I'm playing safe. I already got it in the bag. I wanted to shop for a case. I wanted to do a few other things, but I'm definitely getting the 128. So
I see DVO saying iPhone 11 Pro Max or OnePlus 8 Pro. I mean, it's hard for me to say because I mean I would have just said the Pro Max just straight up because of the camera, but
That's what I would have said too.
But it depends if the camera's that important to you, because there's no way that 8 Pro is even gonna compare, I think, to the Pro or to the 11 Pro.
There you go, Mike from Gary. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
real funny. But I holy crap! I'm just looking at cases. UAG, they want $60 for a case. Holy
Wow.
wow!
UAG makes cases that are kind of worth what they charge, though. That's my opinion.
Mike, do you want me to hit up a couple case companies? I can get you a couple cases for free. I'm sure. I'm not kidding. I have boxes of cases that like they've always, Jerome, will you review? Sure. And then I never review it because I just find it boring. I don't even use a case.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had any. They're
is there a company you're look for a certain whatever, and I'll see if I can hit them up. So we'll talk about this later.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Mike, you see what Brian said, right? You can get an iPhone 8 case.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying.
Oh, that's
that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
The only difference, guys, is the Apple logo is now dead center on the SE.
Yeah,
you want to show off? You want to show off that Apple logo?
Oh hell yeah! Oh, I'm a badass now. Okay,
he's the Joker now. I mean,
that's right. With the red phone. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you know. Look at it. Look at it. Who wants to see that? Okay, get the heck out of here.
All right.
Leo said it's the best deal in tech right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I mean, it's a great deal. It really is.
Sorry, but I just was curious what your guy. I knew what I'm doing. It's 128 for sure. I'm going. I felt to spend the extra money on it because, to be honest, yes, this phone's going to stick around. And I would have my 8 Plus right now if it wasn't that somebody waved some money at me. I'm like going, okay, I sell it. You know. So
you're so easy.
I know.
It's gonna be a solid phone. It's gonna be a solid phone.
Yeah, absolutely. When does Apple not make a solid phone?
I will admit I messaged you guys by iMessage, but I miss be able to message from my iPad with my phone across the room and doing different things on it, like the phone. You know what I mean? Then it makes my iPad more like an LTE version, if you know what I mean. And I know I can get calls, I get FaceTime, all that stuff. It's just, I don't know, it's just something about it. I just like I will admit the ecosystem, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Real quick, Mike, what color?
Oh, red.
Okay, that's me too. Yeah. So I was just curious.
That's not even a question.
Come on now.
Yeah. So
Mike is always ready. Come on.
Yeah.
God damn it, George.
I haven't had one. It took him almost an hour,
that actually
minutes.
took you. Yeah, I'm surprised it took that long.
Because my drum is not working. I don't feel as inspired.
Yeah.
All right, now we've got 3 more stories, but I'm not going to be the one to throw it up because it seems like every time I add one more thing, like when I bring up the next story, I start having problems. So you guys go on, and Jerome, you'd be next.
Sure.
So we're on to the Google the Pixel chip.
the Google's own chips. Okay, so I'll just kind of go. It's okay. So Google's Pixel phones and Chromebooks might run on its in-house processors in the future, which I'm really hoping for. A new report claims the search engine giant is developing its own chipsets that could arrive on Pixel smartphones as soon as next year. Codenamed Whitechapel, Google has reportedly partnered with Samsung to design and manufacture the 8-core ARM processor. It'll reportedly take advantage of the South Korea-based phone maker's 5-nanometer technology that has yet to hit the market and is an upgrade from the existing 7-nanometer chipsets found on most flagship smartphones. Plus, Whitechapel will possibly include optimizations for Google's machine learning frameworks. It's rumored to also have a standalone component dedicated to the performance of Google Assistant's always-on abilities. It's worth noting that Google already bundles an in-house chip called the Pixel Neural Core on the Pixel 4 to handle artificial intelligence workloads and smart camera features. However, building the main processor from scratch could allow Google to further refine its phone's experience in terms of both speed and battery life, to better rival iPhones, which have nearly always featured Apple's own chips. Most of the leading phone makers like Samsung and Huawei already have robust chip divisions, and the latter has been exclusively relying on in-house processors for the last couple of years. While Google is already prototyping the first working versions of the chip, Axios says it won't likely debut until next year. Incidentally, Google's next flagship, the Pixel 5 series, is expected to run on Qualcomm's mid-range Snapdragon 765G processor. The report further mentions the chip could eventually also make its way to Chromebooks. However, that will likely happen much later, and we don't know yet whether Google will make it available for third-party Chrome OS partners like Dell and Asus. Google, over the past years, was discovered setting up a chip design team based out of India and poaching designers from other silicone manufacturers such as Intel and Qualcomm. In 2017, it had even hired a veteran Apple chip architect. On top of that, it has made a series of acquisitions in the last 2 years. We don't have to talk about all those acquisitions. Given these developments, it's possible Google is revamping its hardware efforts from the ground up, as both of its phones and wearable divisions have largely struggled to leave a mark. If anything, I'm excited for this. I want to see Google create their own chipset, have it actually be more beneficial for when they make the Pixel, have it refined, like they said, in a way where it's going to optimize its performance and actually maybe have a benchmark that's going to beat an Apple A13 or A14 or whatever comes next. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Again, like we've talked about this a lot. A lot of us don't trust Google anymore because we don't know who's driving the wheel of that car, because it seems like it's one person and then it's someone else the next day. And if anything, we won't know until 2021, late 2021, when the Pixel 6 comes out, because they're about to handicap the Pixel 5 with a 700 chipset. So
will there be a Pixel 6?
I mean, if they make their own chips, maybe. Maybe.
Do you think then that'd be the time to change and drop the Pixel name and come out with some other brand, another branding then?
Nexus.
I like that. Fuchsia plus its own processor. That's what makes Google needs to compete with Apple.
What is Leo talking about? Leo's saying I'm full of it. Leo, we're gonna fight. Leo, we're gonna fight. What am I full of? What did I say?
Leo's picking a fight. Okay.
Leo, did you hear
me? Leo, you need to explain yourself.
Leo, did you hear me earlier? I apologized. I was very heated, and you can still take pictures at night. People take pictures at night. Damn it, Leo.
Just for that, I might just go outside and take a picture at night right now.
I'm gonna let it go, Leo.
Hold on. Wait, let me. There we go. I'm gonna take a picture at night. Right here while we're alive. All right. Just to make everybody see.
Leo says, "Bring it."
Okay, here we go. Hey, there we go. That's gonna go on the Instagram in a minute. Here, hold on a second. Let me put it here. And go ahead. Should I turn on the light now? Okay, there we
go. Guys, thoughts on this chip though?
I'm very excited for the fact that they'd be making their own. It kind of excites me, So
I think
I used to want Google to do it, but I don't know. I gave up on Google.
Well, you don't think Google can do anything right? So.
I lost hope with Google. They let me down every year.
I think Will's Apple juice influence is starting to affect me because I'm becoming very cynical of Apple now.
Brian says that fight is booked, but we're both going to end up with coronavirus. That's what's going to happen if we do it on May 5th.
Man.
Let's get ready to rumble.
George, because what his comments said about Fuchsia and all that, it's what they should have did, and I don't think Google is going to do it because it's Google. They're gonna keep doing it the way they got it now.
Yeah, a year and a half ago, I was all excited about Fuchsia. Well, Fuchsia's come and gone. It seems like, really.
I haven't heard about Fuchsia in a long time.
they're gonna just keep doing how they're doing it. They're gonna keep killing apps and releasing stuff until it.
I can't disagree with you.
Now they got that new debit card. They're supposed to be working on the new debit card, but when Google Wallet was out, they killed it.
Man, I love that Google Wallet card, and I used it, and I tried to get other people to use it, and then I don't know where it is now. I mean,
you did the promotion for Google because they don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I did a lot of Google talk back in the day. A lot
of Google talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that an app before for Google? Google Talk. Did they have an app called Google Talk?
There's an app for that.
Talk or something like that. I think it's in the graveyard.
Gary says Leo versus Jerome winner gets one of George's hats. I would wear that proudly and post it on my Instagram.
Google might as well try it. I mean, they're flopping at the smartphone sales anyway.
Yeah, but the problem is you probably have to fight me for the hat.
After I saw you punch that bag, I'm not fighting you, George. I think I've told this to people. I have a big bark, but I can't do anything else after that.
I only have 13 hats I got rid of one.
Wait, but you had to get rid of one. What?
Before I moved down here, I got rid of them. I'm down to 13 from 14.
Oh, whoa. Super Chat's wide open for George's new hat fund.
George
needs to get his hat count back to 14. Please donate. Thank you.
Oh, God.
And there's Brian's comment, very sensible comment, I might say.
Yeah, flopping at the smartphone sales.
I don't know. Do y'all think the 4A is going to sell, or do y'all think the iPhone? Well,
I mean,
I think the iPhone.
Yeah, we know that the iPhone's going to sell. I don't know about the Pixel now at this point.
Yeah, I'll get one just for my comparisons. But if I didn't have the iPhone 11, I'd be getting the Apple phone too.
Yeah. Brian's comment. I want to see George wear Jerome's cap and Jerome wear George's hat.
Oh man.
Actually, before I moved down here, I had probably 50 caps. But since I started wearing cowboy hats 6 years ago, I don't wear anything but cowboy hats.
Wow.
It's just me. And my bicycle.
I see Big House on here too. What up,
George?
Big
They're not George. Munchie, they're not doing that. Not for $299. No.
Oh yeah,
they're not going to undercut Apple. They'll probably come in at the same price, but they're going to have those gift cards and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they're going to give you, or it's like buy one and we're going to give you a free year of Google whatever. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to skip over the price gouging story, and I want to go to the one with the Amazon with the 2 employees. I'm going to try to bring that up. Hopefully, I won't have any issues. All right. So, whose turn is it? Oh, it's my turn, I guess, isn't it?
Go for it.
Okay. All right, I'm bringing it up now. I just thought this was interesting. I don't know if it's true or not, but this is on Digital Trends again. Amazon fires 2 employees who criticize warehouse safety conditions. User experience designers Emily Cunningham and Man Costa were both fired last week, according to the Washington Post. An Amazon spokesperson told Digital Trends that the company fired these employees for violating its company policies. We support every employee's right to criticize their employer's working conditions, but that does not come with a blanket immunity against any and all internal policies. The Amazon spokesperson said, we terminated these employees for repeatedly violating internal policies. The company's policy on external communications prohibits its employees from speaking about the company's business without formal approval from management, CNBC reported. The workers told the Washington Post on Tuesday that they believed they were fired because of their outspoken criticism on the company. Both women were also members of an employee advocacy group called Amazon Employees for Climate Justice and have tweeted about Amazon's warehouse workers in the past, advocating for better working conditions. Emily Cunningham's, tweet, powerful must-watch video. We are asking basic needs, cleanliness. The way Amazon is treating these workers is unbelievably wrong. I stand with my Amazon warehouse coworkers and fellow Amazon workers. It's time to take matters into your own hands. So That was one tweet. And then Marin Costa tweeted, I am matching donations to $500 to support my Amazon warehouse colleagues in their communities while they struggle to get consistent, sufficient protections and procedures from our employer. DM or comments for match. So I guess they're real serious about this. Amazon's labor practices have been under fire for some time, but its warehouse working conditions are being especially criticized during the coronavirus pandemic. Amazon's warehouse workers have been deemed as essential workers, meaning they must continue working despite widespread social distancing guidelines. Workers at an Amazon warehouse in New York staged a walkout last month to protest what they believed were lax safety measures by Amazon to protect workers. After the protest, Amazon fired Chris Smalls, the warehouse worker who organized the strike, according to CNBC. An Amazon spokesperson previously told Digital Trends that Smalls was fired for violating an order to quarantine at home and putting the health and safety of others at risk. Amazon has also said it's tracking its workers and could fire them if they violate social distancing rules. U.S. lawmakers have called Amazon to do more to protect its workers from the coronavirus. 4 senators, including Senator Bernie Sanders, wrote a letter to Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos last month calling for the company to give its warehouse workers benefits. The letter urged Amazon to guarantee sick pay for coronavirus tests, and provide hazard pay for those who work during this time. After that letter, Amazon said that it would raise its overtime pay for warehouse workers from 1.5 times pay to 2 times pay, and that it will give up to 2 weeks of paid sick leave to warehouse workers who have a confirmed coronavirus diagnosis. Gee, that's nice of you. However, workers who do not have coronavirus diagnosis will not get sick pay, which risks infection spreading among employees who are forced to come to work if they haven't been tested yet or haven't gotten coronavirus test results back. So, how much is true, how much is not true, I don't know. But the part about giving them 2 weeks pay if they happen to test positive, that seems a bit chintzy to me. I think you ought to give them a little bit more than that. Just my opinion. Anybody else?
I think the whole thing is disgusting. I really do. I mean, really, all these guys are asking for, they're getting fired because they want to bring up an issue at the warehouse where people might get coronavirus. I think a lot of them are just asking for like the Amazon warehouse to clean it down, right? To clean it down for 2 weeks and like let the thing settle, and then
I would think. Oh, let me thank Will. Will started off the donation, and Gary and Brian. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
I kind of suspect. Now, I don't know, Jerome. I'm just suspecting. I know Amazon is very against union. I suspect that they're firing these people because they're thinking they're trying to do a union thing.
I mean, it's also a PR thing. They don't want to look bad. They don't want to like bring out, this kind of thing happening. But again, this isn't just for a little thing. People are dying from this virus, right? Like this is an actual issue that needs that needs attention. And I mean, Chris Smalls got fired for wanting to protect his workers he was a manager at his job, and good. We on my news org, we just interviewed someone from the Chicago warehouse at Amazon there, and they were telling him the same thing. They need to be quiet about it. And people are, like, it's just there, it's grounds for termination. And if there's any time to speak up, it's when you are fearing for your life.
Yeah, when you're threatened. Yeah.
Come on. I don't know.
Now, with the Chris Smalls thing, did they actually ask him to stay home and he refused to?
I don't remember all the details there. I don't really know. I just know because what he ended up doing was, even after he got fired or after got terminated, or maybe when they asked him to stay home, he came back and he sat in the break room and he told people that, hey, because people didn't know they were getting coronavirus. They kept it under the blanket. And I think that's when he was like, no, I can't let these workers know that people are getting sick and they don't know about it. And it's a hazard to be in. I mean, how would you like that?
That's pretty low.
It's again, sometimes like these companies, it's profit over people. And it's just, that's not how it should be. It really shouldn't.
I agree. All right. Thank you for the hat fund money, all of you. Will started that.
Thank you, guys.
All right. We've got one more story. Will, I guess I'll let you have it. Cuts to Amazon. Yeah. Now, I don't know if this affects any of you. It affects me in a small way, but not much. Okay, this is on Verge.
All right. Amazon reportedly planning drastic cuts to affiliate commission rates starting next week. The rates will drop the money website owners make through affiliate links. Amazon is planning to make dramatic cuts to commission rates for its affiliate marketing program, which allows media organizations, e-commerce companies, and small and independent businesses to receive a cut of revenue from a sale if a customer lands on the product page and purchases the item through a provided link. The cuts go into effect on April 21st, according to CNBC, and some product categories will see drops of more than 50%. For instance, commission rates under the categories home improvement, furniture, lawn and garden, and pet products will see a commission rate of 8% per sale drop down to just 3%. Yep. For headphones, beauty products, and musical instruments, commission rates will go from 6% down to 3%. Many other categories, including groceries, sports, baby products, and outdoors and tools, are all dropping down to 3 or 1%, CNBC reports, from 4% or higher. The changes will be a harsh blow to digital media organizations, many of which spent the last few years building out e-commerce divisions dedicated to recommending products that are largely purchased, at least in the US, on Amazon. Other retailers like Best Buy and Walmart also run affiliate marketing programs, but Amazon remains the leader in US e-commerce with nearly half of all online sales. Last month, Amazon and other retailers also began suspending dedicated commerce marketing deals, which are separate from the standard affiliate program with big digital media firms amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Digital media companies like BuzzFeed and New York Times-owned Wirecutter are among the more prominent commerce providers in the industry. The Verge's parent company, Vox Media, is another, with affiliate partnerships that include Amazon. But there are scores of other news organizations that do the same, and non-news companies that have spun up small to medium-sized businesses around online deals and product reviewing. Quoted by CNBC, one person who runs some Facebook groups dedicated to sharing online deals says they cannot afford the cuts and that the changes will hurt a lot of people. The change will hurt not just websites, but also prominent deal and e-commerce YouTube channels, and even deal plugin makers and stores like Honey and Rakuten. Amazon isn't citing any one reason for the commission rate cuts, according to the email it sent to program members obtained by CNBC, and the company declined to comment on the situation. Amazon is one of the few U.S. businesses that has only become more vital during the COVID-19 pandemic. The company is hiring hundreds of thousands of new workers to keep up with demand in its warehouses and for its grocery and package delivery platforms. Yet, despite the huge surge in demand for Amazon services, the company is struggling to maintain operations like its Amazon Fresh grocery delivery option, which now has a waiting list to use, and is outright pausing some services like its Prime Pantry service for ordering bulk household goods and non-perishables. It only just yesterday said third-party sellers can now resume sending in non-essential products for shipping to customers after the company restricted its warehouse shipments to essential goods like health and cleaning products and non-perishable food. Yeah, Amazon Prime sucks new. The delivery dates are like May 9th.
I keep seeing more and more Prime trucks out there. So they're slowly bringing their own fleet, the whole fleet online, I guess getting rid of everything else. But yes, I have a bicycle helmet that's been on order for 4 weeks, I think, or maybe a little more. And it's supposed to be delivered today. And I got an email today saying it'll be delivered in the next 2 days.
I mean, they're halting or at least pushing off on non-essential items, right? So I mean, at least.
I mean, I understand it. A lot of people are canceling their Prime. I see people on the internet and they're like, I'm canceling my Prime and going to eBay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And as far as the affiliate commission rates, yeah, I get about 3-4 checks a year from Amazon because somebody bought something that was in one of my videos. But so it doesn't affect me much, that's for sure.
I've never done that before. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing of it. I really don't know what to. They cite no reasons, but I mean,
yeah, I got an email the day before yesterday telling me it was coming, so I knew.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest reason is money. I mean, what else? What else is it? The most profitable company in the world, that can't even get protection for their warehouse workers.
Yeah. I was surprised, but that the pantry service was struggling because I remember they made a big deal about that about 2 years ago when it came out. So
yeah,
I was a little surprised at that. So anyway, all the stories we're going through.
I was going to say, Will and I were talking. I think, and I agree with Will. I think they should give us people some kind of credit for all. For trying to order stuff. You can't. The whole idea was to order it and they're going to get it in 2 days.
Yeah, you paid extra for it.
Well, before Corona, they always did. They were starting to get stuff in one day, sometimes the same day.
George, it went from 2 days to if I look on there for Prime now, it's May 9th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a big hold for a lot of stuff, and
so everything is toilet paper and
it's smart for them to put priority for a phone
I mean, I understand
over but still we all paid for a service that's the cornerstone. That's the cornerstone of it all.
Be some backlash, and my guess is they're going to have to do something to make up for it. Maybe the least extend your Prime another month or something
like that. That's fair enough. That's fair. My gym they're not charging me right now because they know that.
I was just about to ask you, did they charge? Is your gym still charging?
They didn't, but I don't know. It's just scary.
My gym is still charging, but of course it's 2 rooms away. So.
It's just there's such a. I don't think people realize how much of a domino effect this is having. Because obviously, yes, it's a big pandemic, but there's so much that. Think about the people who are getting furloughed, who aren't getting paid money right now. Think of the people getting laid off. Well, it's just, and then think about what's going to happen once this is all over. Mm-hmm. There's going to be people talk about the Great Depression. This is going to be worse than the Great Depression. I mean, obviously now it's like the number for unemployment has reached numbers it's never seen. Like it's I don't know. It's incredible to see how something like this has completely turned everything upside down.
The economy was booming before this started in ways that it had never seen before too. So my guess is going to come. I'm just glad I work for Enterprise because, I talked to my boss a week and a half ago, and we're all going to be back, and we all know it. So, and the guys who were here from 9/11, they said this is just exactly what happened in 9/11. And as soon as it was over, everybody was back. So
when is it going to be over? That's the question.
My guess is, I'm guessing I'll be back working again a month from now. That's my guess. But of course, I also don't see myself as being in any way likely to get it. So, but because of my resistance,
I think I just need to stay. Yeah, because you have the godly genes, George.
No, I know. It's just that I know that as you exercise as much as I do, over the years, you just your resistance keeps getting stronger. I cannot even imagine myself at your age because I don't even I couldn't sit here and do a stream. There's no way. I already know with the way I mean I'm trying to take care of myself now, but I can't imagine myself at that age and still. You're very active. You have like these again godly genes. I'm jealous. Yeah, but when you say I can't imagine myself at that age, I can remember back in the early 70s, Mick Jagger saying, "Well, I can't possibly see myself doing this in my 70s." Guess what he's doing now in his 70s?
Fair enough. I look back at my history of like my dad and my grandfather, or both my grandfathers, and I'm like, okay, so that's my life expectancy.
Yeah, but you see, that's my radical exercising has changed that, because I am nothing like my mother and father. My mother and father both had cholesterol. I have no cholesterol issues. My mother and father both had high blood. I have no high blood pressure.
Yeah,
It's not because of the exercise. I just broke from that.
Fair enough. So like fingers crossed. So you'll still be, I don't know.
I was thinking yesterday, I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I think it was Michigan or Michigan State back in the 90s did a big survey nationwide, and it was like thousands of people that they questioned. Well, they found out that the vast majority of people, I think it was like 75% of all people, usually die within 2 years before or after when they always thought they die. Okay, so if they think they're going to die at 80, they die at 78 to 82. Well, I've always thought I'm going to die at 120.
There you go.
And I thought about it the other day, and I said, wow, that's 45 years from now. So unless God changes things, I still think I have a heck of a long way to go. So
you know what, George, the way things are going, I believe you'll do that, because I keep on seeing more people celebrating their 100th birthday.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been saying since I was in my 40s, I will play tennis on my 100th birthday. You watch that happen.
Did you see that?
I guarantee you I'll film.
Did you see that guy in England? He was a captain during World War II, and he proceeded to make 100 laps around a garden or something.
Oh yes,
he was raising money.
Yeah. That was awesome. And he was raising money for other people for coronavirus.
For coronavirus, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, but he has Walker, but man, he was going to go. He's going to do his thing. You know what I mean?
That was an awesome story.
Yeah, definitely. So
DBO's asking you if you work out every day, George.
Yes, I work out. Right now, I work out 7 days a week, because when I'm working, I work Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Well, if I work Friday, it's the 1 day a week I don't have time to work out, because I come home and I do this. But so normally I work out 6 days a week. And yes, I ride a bicycle. Since I've been here, I'm up to riding a bicycle either 16 to 18 miles 4 or 5 times a week. I have my own gym in the next room, and I have a heavy bag. And I've been doing that for many, many years. And what I found was, over the years, I started this 39 years ago. The older I got, the more my mind said, you better start exercising more. Well, I got to 7 days a week about 10 years ago, and I don't see that ever changing. And the main thing is, I don't care about the outside, and I don't care about weight. What I care about is what my insides look like at 75 years old. And when I go take a biometric test, everything comes back perfect. And that's just, I think, strictly because of the exercise.
I just saw Gary's comment too.
Gary,
you're a sick man, Gary.
I like that. I like that Gary was so specific to even put a name to that
name, right?
And I know somebody with that name, but she'd beat the crap out of him. I guarantee you that.
Oh God. Okay, guys. I think it's a good stream.
I think we've had a good stream here tonight.
Oh yeah,
very good stream. Yeah.
Now, Mike, are we going to do any talking about you, or are you just keeping that all offline?
I'm just I'm formulating. Don't worry about it.
You have a little time.
That's fine. That's okay, but not now.
All right, so Will, it's you next week, yes?
Okay. All right.
Oh no! Next week is your day.
I'm going to be.
I don't even know what day it is, George.
Next week is the fourth Friday of the month.
Okay. Yeah, today's the 17th.
All right, so
I'll be busy unboxing my iPhone. So
okay.
There you go.
And I'll be busy just playing boxing. Okay.
And Jerome will be taking pictures in the dark.
I love you, Leo.
So it's on me for next week.
You, Leo.
Everybody go to my Twitter and like my picture that I posted behind the scenes. And in Instagram too.
Leo already replied to it. He's already giving me shit for it.
All right, Jerome, will you be on with me next week?
Next week, maybe maybe most likely yes. I have nothing else to do, so
All right.
I'm stuck in this house all day.
Yeah,
And
what?
more-
I thought you were going to be doing your stream with the guys. Jerome?
More than
What?
like
What do you mean? Oh, so our news organization, we moved our time up 1 hour. So
Okay.
we're now they're streaming at 6 p.m. Eastern. So which gives me time to
which is why he's here.
which is why I'm here. So,
So more than
I was on
likely, I
time.
will invite Saeed to come back again next week because he seemed to enjoy it last time.
Guys, I want to show you something I'm not going to have to worry about anymore. Is a memory cards. I won't need these anymore. I got a whole collection right sitting here. You ain't going to need these anymore at the rate we're going here. You know what I mean?
Will, you've corrupted him almost completely.
Mike is coming over to
Yeah,
the right
Mike is gonna be
I'm
Mike
lost.
is gonna be
I'm done.
all he's gonna be all Apple. Leo,
I
is
forgot
so
I didn't get a
excited.
chance to get to the store and get a bottle of apple juice. I'll have it.
Mike is coming over to the right side, George. Don't worry.
Mike realized he's talking himself out of a hamburger.
I couldn't believe
Hamburger?
believe
Who
that.
needs a hamburger
Well,
when
if
you got the
you're
apple juice going right here? Okay.
If you're Apple, you're certainly not going to push Will into buying an Android phone.
Oh man, nah,
Nah.
George. I was about to buy the SE today.
There you go.
Then I said nah, because the camera and but I wanted it just for the size.
All right,
Oh
so
my
I
God!
could get my
Really? You
number-
really? For
If I
what
could get my
size?
number, on both phones, I would have did it. If I could have the same number on both phones, just so I
Will
could
just wants to have
I
both
wouldn't
phones
to
on
switch
him.
the SIM
Hey, yeah,
card.
yeah, Will.
Just so I wouldn't have to switch the SIM
Yeah,
card.
Will. Is it confirmed that SE will work on Visible?
Yeah, I think Visible's selling it. It's an iPhone. It works.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that
should work.
made me think of that. I forgot.
Yeah, you don't even got it. Yeah.
Oh, I got to go check
You
that.
get it unlocked. So
I think after this iPhone SE, the next phone I probably will buy will probably I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. I'll probably buy a Pixel. I'm sure I'm gonna buy a Pixel 5.
Hey, Jerome, where's that LG phone? Come on. What's going on with that? Do you get
No,
any-
it never came in. They canceled it on me. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, no way.
They said they had sold it to somebody else or something. They didn't have it. I think they knew that it was such a good deal because I got it for $92 shipped, and then
That's crazy.
they retracted it. So yeah, I was
Where are you buying it from?
You got more money than
I bought
somebody
it on
else.
eBay. Found out-
eBay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All right, guys.
he was gonna give it to Apple. They was gonna recycle it anyway.
Yeah.
I really wanted to test the phone out. I thought it was going to be a good phone to test out. I really did.
Apple saved you $90. That's all.
There you go.
Mhm.
That
All
was
right,
Apple intervening.
let's start with our goodbyes with Jerome because at least Jerome has something to say about his channel. Jerome, you go up first.
Guys, if you don't know who I am Jerome Ortega. You can find me at Phone Jerome on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. I'm very active on trying to be as active on all three platforms.
Very active.
But yeah, I that's really it. I don't have much to say. So yeah, thanks guys for joining.
Let me add in that Jerome and Mike do a Sunday stream every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. So that's called what?
Well, that's on a hiatus right now there, George. Sorry about that.
On hiatus too?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mike. Let Mike be Mike right now.
Yeah. Mike's dealing. It's nothing horrible. It's just I'm grumpy.
You're dealing with. Okay, I thought that should.
We're here to support Mike. We're here to support all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here today.
We'll
That's all
see you.
All right. See y'all next week. I'm going to work. Hope everybody don't get the corona.
Everybody keep Will in prayer. He's always in the front line.
Yeah. Will. Yeah.
Yeah, Will.
I ain't getting no stimulus.
All right, next week we'll be back on the Mobile Geezer channel. Hopefully, Jerome will be here and maybe some other guests. So, thanks for watching again, folks, and we will see you next week. And now we're going to have that pregnant pause while we try to end the broadcast. Let's see how that goes.
Do, 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 do.
No, it's gonna be-
Do, 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 do.